We have a very, very clear understanding of the context and that we pop up here as a landmark. We have a very, very clear understanding of what goes into the water. We have a clear understanding of the holes into the project there. Deeper into the context, we can see the bridge, the connection between the library and our library. We can see the cut-ins. We can see the roof going up, down there, going up, and it has to go down, I think, again, so we have to correct that in the model. That's also very, very clear. We see a clear facade language. Whatever we make here, it can also be something very, very different. It could be something like this, where the beams, the construction and so forth in the house draws a more precise kind of language in our house. Yeah, and also we have a very, very clearly defined foreground where you can let your eyes wander in here, and you can have some people going this direction, and you can have some people sitting watching the house. You can see the harbor bus. You can go through here or something like that, or board there. Yeah, so it's just a very, very relevant view. This composition wise, I would give it a 4+. The reason why I didn't give it a 5 is that I don't think this context building does anything good for the composition. I would have liked that did something like that, or did something, I don't know, like that, but it doesn't. So also there should be some trees here. I think there are trees there actually, which also makes an even better composition. That's another thing I typically do when I do this to try to find the composition. I flip the picture to see how it balances out. I even go in and out in the picture. It's kind of like squinting my eyes or something like that. You can kind of get a very refined feeling about weights and so forth in the picture if you do this. Go in and out again. For example, it strikes me now actually when I see this. This is a very central line. This, maybe we could push it down a little bit more to make a little more spacious room here when I see it like this. But it's a good little trick to flip the picture both vertically and horizontally. Okay, so regarding the story relevance, clarity, understanding of the project, it's a clear 5. I mean, it's very, very clear. It's a good story. It's absolutely relevant, and we can explain our project very clearly from this view. So I think it's very good. So that leaves me to a score of 9+, like that. And I would say the effort is easy. That's great. So we have a sales score of 9+ and a creation effort of easy. We're very close to a winner here, I would say. Well, let's continue to find something maybe even better. This, for example, it's one of my favorites. It's more or less like the one here. It's just, this is just more wide angled and this is more zoomed in. And the only thing that this doesn't have is this very clear foreground here. But otherwise, I would say this view is just superior in any other way. Maybe the composition could be pushed a little here. Also, this is very central. We could push that line a little bit down here so that the water line is here or something like that. So just give it a little more sky, more or less like that, where we really have some space over the wizard tower and really have this very spacious and light feel about the project. This sky could even reflect in the facade if we choose to have a more reflective facade. And again, the context is very clear, especially if we push the picture a little bit here and get some more context. This is very, very clear. Also, we have these houses, a little bit of context there also, down there and in between. And then we have the roof that goes down. The graphical composition is a 5. It maybe it's a 5-. If it should be a 5, it maybe should have this foreground element here, but I'll be gracious and give it a 5. Your eye just can't escape the qualities of the project from here. It's so very, very clear. All the things that we have discussed so thoroughly now several times, it's very, very clear here. So I'll give it a 5 in composition. Obviously, it's very, very relevant here because it's this bicycle and pedestrian Lille Langebro path where from many will see our project and they will see it in a long stretch, and it's very close to a position from this stretch here also. So this stretch and here is just relevant, and this view is just so close to that stretch, so that's absolutely relevant. So the score is a 10. Remember, our view overall sell score of 10 is a super seller. It achieves perfect balance between outstanding graphical composition and exceptional story relevance, clarity, and project quality, making it highly compelling and impactful. I would say we have to just tweak the composition a little bit, but it is a very, very good composition. If you found this video useful, the full course is available at cadman.dk. How architects sell projects today.